So you can see that everything's good to go here. We're going to turn around and go ahead and cut the ball valve, Dwayne?
Yeah.
Okay, you can see let's just have a look inside of there. Same thing applies. We just might not be able to see it as good, but there is a ball valve in there, and that's your spade bit ball valve. Where's our flashlight at? Turn that on, but we're not ready here. Okay, so you can see inside of there, there it is. There's the spade bit ball valve. Same things, all seated nicely and everything in there. Water checked and performing well. So now we're going to put this baler back together. We have about a few minutes left, guys. You're going to have to hurry.
You want to squeeze this?
No. Okay, so now we've put the piston and everything back together. As you can see, the piston is all back together. It's greased with just grease. The Kelly rod is already being started to grease. The Kelly rod coupling is greased with pipe. This is pipe dope. This is grease, as you can see on our instructions we sent over before. So we've got that all greased. It's all ready to go back into the barrel. Very simple tool to fix. Ryan's got it all, the Kelly rod greased and everything, and that's your first move, is to putting the baler back together. Go ahead and start tightening all the thread in, and that all gets tightened in. From there, we go and put our top ball valve on.
You want to tighten it up first?
And just show Dwayne how we tighten that all back together really good. Try to do this as fast as you can, guys. Go right around with that, Dwayne, if you want.
I think oh.
And as you can see, as that gets tighter, okay, so now, Ryan, do you want to go ahead and see? I explained that to you before, that you can see that that thread is not going together all the way. And that's because we have to loosen the piston off that's already inside the barrel now with the T-wrench, just a little bit. There, you can see it needs to be loosened because it's forcing it in the front here for Dwayne to be able to easily put that back in there now. As Dwayne's loosening that off, tightening that end in, Ryan is loosening the piston off so that it doesn't become too tight.
That's very good.
Now Dwayne will tighten that all in nice and tight. Make sure that everything is all nice and tightened up. And you can see now Dwayne is going to go back over here and he's going to close that together. Now that's all closed together. Ryan on the other end will start to tighten the piston back in really nice and tight. Right on. Now we use snipes to tighten everything in, as you can see. So you can see he's sniping that in. Okay? Our next move from there is to go ahead, and you can see right in front of me there is the ball valve, the top ball valve. You can see that that is all greased. That is not grease, I should say, but that is the pipe compound or the pipe thread. Some of the stuff inside the pump or the baler are greased, and all the thread connections, most of the thread connections are done with pipe thread compound. Now Dwayne is tightening on the top ball valve. Brian's going to snipe that in. Let's go ahead and show it. You can see there, now that's all sniped in. Now, to let you know also that we go right to the very top of the connection, and make sure that it's all sniped in. Right to the very top, Dwayne. Okay, so Ryan's going to snipe all that in to the very end of that. Okay, so that's all sniped in. Now we're going to go all the way back to the bottom end of the barrel. We've got the pistons already tight, so our last connection, of course, as you can see, the ball valve and everything has all been water tested. That's all got pipe thread on it, pipe thread compound already brushed onto it. Just grab that pipe thread compound, guys, and show them the two differences. Bring both pails over. This is pipe thread compound, a lot darker gray, specializing for threads. The other stuff that Dwayne has is a green color or blues or reds usually, and that is grease. So you can see the two differences. Bring that other one back over here, Ryan. You can see the differences when I was explaining on the, there's grease on my left and pipe thread compound on the right. Okay, so we've done this connection right here with pipe thread compound. We're going to screw that back into there because everything has already been cleaned and everything is all good. So all right, just tightening that back into to the end. Dwayne will tighten that up. Something else to keep in mind when you're putting these back together, you can see right here in the very end, those can all be checked with a collar or something to make sure your threads are really good here. And that your threads down on this end of the baler inside of here, because those are the threads that are always going to be connected to your tubing string. You can see Dwayne is now putting the bottom end, tightening it down with a snipe. All the connections must be sniped tightly so that they cannot back off down the well when the service rig is running these wells, or running these tools in their wells. We go to the bottom end again, as you can see, because that is going to get all these connections across here all tightened all at once now. And Dwayne's doing that with a snipe. And that there is the completion of a disassembly and assembly of a tubing baler. We'll also show you here the drain and spade bit. You can see another one there, spade bit ball valve. If we can just have Ryan go ahead and take the drain and the Dwayne, can you just grab a hold of one of those spade bits there, and we'll just bring it over to the side here to show them. Take the other spade bit there, Dwayne, that's got the ball valve one. Now, as you can see, that's going to end up, just put it beside, just bring it alongside this way, Dwayne. There you go. You can see that now, just come back that way a little bit. There's going to be tubing in between the spade bit and your tubing baler. And on the top end, as you can see, there's the drain. The drain will now be placed up above, and there will be tubing in between that connection and your drain, and then above there, above that drain, will be tubing to surface. And that is what an assembled tubing baler looks like. As you can see, there's the drain. The tubing baler has all been assembled. If you have Varsol or something that you can clean all of the parts in, just open up the Varsol tank there for a sec, Dwayne. That's what we use, is there's Varsol in there, and we can just put all the tools and lay them in there to scrub them out. Wash them all down here in the pit area, clean them all up, make sure they're all been inspected. You can see now that the tubing baler is all, just take that wrench off of there, Dwayne. All assembled. We paint the ends just to show that the tool's been serviced. There's the type of vise that we use, is a C vise. You can see we also use a bench or a small little rest area there so that it allows the other ends of each end of them to give it more stability. And that there is the assembly procedures of a Titus tubing baler.